Welcome into another episode of Devon's Table, and it's sweet like honey. I'm Devon O'Day.
I'm Sophie Ganger.
And you're sweet as honey, too.
Oh, honey.
You have a wonderful collection of... beekeeping is something that you are very fond of here at Green Door.
I am. We rely so much on our bees. Not just honeybees, but bees and pollinators in general as farmers. And sometimes we forget about those hard-working things on the farm that, we're not getting a regular paycheck. They're just getting good things from the farm for the work that they do for us.
Right. It's so important. And, bees, for a while there, we had to really watch because bees were coming in and getting this terrible disease and they were dying. And so the Tennessee Beekeepers Association really went head-to-head trying to have healthy bees and take care of things.
And we still have to really nurture our bee population, whether it's the solitary bees, the leafcutters, or the mason bees, or our honeybees. One out of every 3 bites is because bees are pollinating what we eat.
Did you guys get that? 1 out of every 3 bites that we take has been pollinated by a bee. It's like because of a bee. Wow.
Your kids like carrots? No bees, no carrots.
Mm-hmm. Corn.
Really interesting.
Corn, and those beautiful flower gardens. Wouldn't have those flower gardens without the bees.
No, not at all. And a bee's lifetime, this is their lifetime of work. 1 spoonful of honey. Their entire life.
Wow. Well, if you want to find out about growing bees, we're going to be kind of unpacking the hive here on this show, but we're going to talk about the actual honey, why it's different colors, why honey doesn't taste the same. All honey is not the same.
No, it is not. As I have said many times, what you eat eats matters, and that's going to be the color, the flavor, the texture, all of those things with honey. And I'm a North Carolina mountain girl, and I adore sourwood honey. So I like honey that is a little less sweet. Most honey you find in the grocery store is a blend of clover honey and wildflower honey. Nothing wrong with it. It's delicious. But if I get to pick, I want one that is deeper and darker in color. This guy right here, you can see how much more amber in color it is. And even compared to this one, you can see there's a difference in that color. And then over here, this is more of a wildflower honey. See how bright?
A lighter, bright, yeah.
Is? And then here we have, this is a blackberry honey. So it's also much lighter in color as well. So we have all these different flavor profiles, and they're called sourwood because the bees are foraging the sourwood trees. They are foraging in blackberry glens, if you will, to get that particular pollen and take it back. And the honey is going to have that presence that's in there.
If you have heard about allergies being made better by having local honey, it's because usually the flowers that have the pollen that cause you to sneeze, if you consume the honey, it helps you develop an immunity to those things. That's why it works. So if you have allergies in Tennessee, don't go and sample Tupelo honey thinking it's going to work.
For your allergies.
For your allergies. Now, it will taste really good. But because I like that Mississippi, that dark Mississippi honey that's up in the northern Mississippi. I just love that. What about this? Now, I've seen honey like this. Now, first of all, is this good honey?
So I have these two sitting side by side so you could kind of see the difference. A lot of people think that if honey crystallizes.
Right.
So it's a liquid honey, but it becomes a solid honey. Unintentionally. That's the key. Then they might think this honey has gone bad. Honey does not go bad unless it gets water or liquid in it, and then it ferments, and then you have mead.
Okay, so, but still not bad for you.
Not bad for you, but just be careful with
water. Yeah.
So if I got honey like this that had crystallized, you can see where it is starting to make crystals and firm up all the way through the jar. What I would do with this is I would put it in a little bit of hot water, low temperature on the stove until it melts back to liquid form. That is really important to do low and slow because if you heat it too hot, all the work that you have done to get that allergy relief, you're going to cook it right out. So you want it to stay raw and unfiltered. So if your honey is crystallized, you want it to be liquid, low and slow, and a bain-marie of water on the stove. That's different than creamed honey. This, you're actually buying it for the process that the beekeeper has. This is proprietary. He has the best creamed honey you will ever have.
And do you have that here at Green Door? Oh, yeah.
Oh, yes. As long as it lasts, because when the honey is done, that's it for the year. It's like a fine wine. It's a vintage. This is a vintage honey. And the process, he has figured out how to whip it numerous times, and it's smooth. You don't get the crystallized on your taste palate from crystallized honey that is firm versus this, which is just so smooth.
Hot biscuits.
And sister. I'm tasting it right now. I can't help it. So, creamed honey is great for spreading right on toast or whatever. No waste, and it's not as messy.
Well, and then we also have honeys that are infused honeys where you might have a flavor that's infused. When we say blackberry honey, it doesn't mean it tastes like blackberries. It doesn't mean that. It's still honey. But you can infuse it with something like my friends from Louisiana, they're beekeepers down there, and they infuse Tabasco in. So it's a sweet, hot mix. Girl.
Kentucky bourbon honey. Have you ever had that?
No, but I'd like some right about now.
It's mighty good. I'll tell you. Lemon drop honey. Chocolate honey, that's a thing.
Wow.
And so, yes, it's all really amazing stuff. Before we finish our sweet discussion here, I want to just also point out that we have honeycomb in honey.
Oh, can you eat honeycomb?
You can. It was chewing gum for the mountain folk for a long time.
Really?
Chewing gum, so you chew on your honeycomb. And of course, you use the beeswax. You can make candles and other things out of it too. So you don't see it as much in honey these days, and it actually is not good to take all the honeycomb away from the bees. So
No.
A little bit, fine. It's a great old-fashioned memory, but I typically like to leave the wax for the bees to refill and replenish from there.
And don't they nourish themselves with the honey they make as well?
Oh, yes. They have to overwinter. So if an apiarist comes in and they take all the honey for the winter, then they're just going to have to feed them sugar water all winter long. That's not healthy for the bees. So we make sure when we're collecting honey from our property that we're leaving enough for the bees to be able to overwinter. It's a give and take. It's, you plant enough for the deer to eat when you're planting your kale. You have enough for the bees to eat when you're harvesting the honey.
I love it. I love it.
You want to try some?
Yes, I do. It's not got any bourbon in it, does it?
Next time.
Next time. Okay.
All right. So this is a Green Door honey. And we also sell bulk honey. So if you want to buy a whole lot at one time, you can come and fill up a jug or a jar and buy your local honey that way too.
This is amazing.
Light.
It is light, and it doesn't. Real honey is light, and it absorbs very quickly.
Yes. It has not been cut with any water. A lot in the grocery store gets spun with some water, so you have to be real careful where you buy it.
And some of it's not even real honey. I know I'm going to burst a bubble here, but a lot of those little honey bears you see that squeeze, not real honey.
No.
And so you're not going to save yourself any kind of health benefits. Come to Green Door Gourmet to get your honey. That's what we do. Hey, also, if you're going to get your wine, go to Amber Falls Winery. They bring you this show every week. AmberFalls.com to give you the location of Hampshire, Tennessee, where their winery is. Or just go to Opry Mills Mall. That's so easy for you. And have you a little taste there. Just like we taste in the honey, you can taste the wine at Amber Falls. We'll see you at the end of the show.
Nestled in Nashville along the Cumberland River, Green Door Gourmet is a 350-acre organic farm, agritourism operation, and on-farm store. Green Door Gourmet grows a wide variety of fruits, flowers, vegetables, and herbs using holistic organic methods, providing our customers, including local restaurants and florists, with the absolute best direct from the field produce. Enjoy seasonal cut farm flower bouquets all summer long with our Green Door Gourmet Flower CSA. Farm field trips are offered March through October, as well as seasonal cooking classes and on-farm events such as our annual Fall Fest. Our on-farm store features Green Door Gourmet produce as well as products from our farm partners, the area's best local producers, including grass-fed meats, honey, jam, dairy, baked goods, and much more. Our local farm box program allows customers to take home a box with a variety of produce options based on what is growing at Green Door Gourmet. Join us in the spring for the You Pick Strawberry season. Our Countrypolitan White Oak Community Center is the perfect setting for weddings, meetings, farm-to-table and corporate events, and social occasions. Come visit Green Door Gourmet, just minutes from downtown Nashville.
Hi everybody at Worth Beauty, I'm Lisa Stewart and I am here to show you one of the greatest finds. This is an ice roller. If you have puffy eyes in the morning, this thing is a little miracle worker. It also works if you have really bad headaches. Nice, that ice feels nice. Anyway, this is just one of the great finds. If you go to their website or scroll through the social media, there are all kinds of great products and tips and tricks for we ladies who are hashtag ESO50. And if you wonder what that means, either side of 50. Yeah, I'm on that side.
Hey there guys, this is Dalton Quigley with Quigley's Landscaping in Spring Hill, Tennessee. And we just completed an outdoor lighting project with some plantings. Let's take a look around. So firstly, this house, you can see it from all over Spring Hill. Let me zoom out. When you're down there, this house is on the top of this hill, so you can see it really, really well. And the client wanted it illuminated. They had an old outdoor lighting system, but we used their transformer and we put in new fixtures. So let's take a look. Right here is the garage, and right here is one of the fixtures. This is what we put in, and right there you can see it's on. If it wasn't so bright, you can see that it says FX Luminaire. It's a very attractive bronze light using LEDs. And let's take a look at the rest of the house. This is the house. It's that beautiful red roof that you see from off in the distance when you're down in Spring Hill. Look at how beautiful the hill is down here. Up here, I mean. It's just gorgeous. And there are cows. But anyway, that's here. So this was such a beautiful location to work in. Here are some of the FX path lights. And it's an attractive bronze. And back here to light up the columns, we have some fixtures. So now from a distance, each of the columns has a light. And then over on the end of the garage, we also have the corners lit up in the middle. So let's go take a look in the back with the party lights, the string lights. Here, a waterfall and pond was recently installed, and we did some plantings around it. So you can see those junipers and azaleas. And right down here, we have a royal fern and a Japanese painted fern for when this dogwood eventually fills out. But let's take a look at the lights. We put in some 12-foot tall cedar posts so that we could do string lights from the house over to the posts. Now they're 10 feet off the ground, what's exposed, so you'll never encounter them when you sit out here and enjoy the backyard. Great, I'm Dalton Quigley. Thank you for looking at one of my projects, and give me a call if you need any of these services: outdoor lighting, landscaping, design, hardscapes. My number is 615-715-8216. I'm Dalton Quigley, and I'll see you on your job. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Hockey in Music City just hits different. It's one big honky-tonk party. It's the sea of gold in the crowd. The goals, the saves, the celebrations. It's an experience like no other. Don't miss a minute of the action this season. Visit NashvillePredators.com/tickets to get your seats today. That's NashvillePredators.com/tickets. And we'll see you at Bridgestone Arena.
You guys know I'm over 220 pounds down, and this is my absolute favorite Aldi find. Okay, come in the comments and tell me what yours is. This is mine, hands down. It's a bagel. Like, if you knew how long it had been that I had had a bagel before I found these, I've got it in the toaster right now. Y'all, just took it out. Oh my gosh, these are perfection. 2 net carbs, 90 calories, 11 grams of protein. Let's get it going. I just did a smudge of cream cheese. That's it. And I'm going to sprinkle on everything bagel. Yes, I am, and you probably already knew that because you guys know I'm obsessed with everything bagel. Cannot wait to take a bite of this. Like, my mouth is salivating right now. Like, y'all. Oh my gosh. Besides a chaffle, this is my absolute favorite breakfast ever. Run to Aldi. Trust me. It's perfection.
I'm Design Officer Simons, and this is Designer Citation. We've just received a tip, some criminal behavior. Design, that's a crime. Let's see if we can apprehend the suspect before any further damage is done. down the paintbrush and step away from the paint can. I'm issuing you a designer citation. Anything you say will be used to create your dream home. Could this happen to you? Take a look at this week's lineup and see if you recognize any of your mugshots. This case begins with the cookie robber, the oven, where not even a cookie sheet would fit to bake the family's favorite recipes. There were short cabinets, popcorn ceilings, and poor lighting. Dana and Brooks got rid of the too small oven and replaced it with storage. Instead of the cooktop, they opted for a sliding oven with lots of room. They got rid of the soffit and made the cabinets go to the ceiling and capped it off with crown molding. You know, I like the French gray color with the smoky glaze. It looks really nice with the existing granite. And adding the polished nickel and glass hardware really update the cabinets. Before, they had one yellow light in the center of the room and a fluorescent over the sink, but adding these can lights distribute the light, and instead of tiny pendants that you typically see over the bar, Dana chose drum shade pendants with glass ornaments. And having the guard on the bottom hides the bulb. They kept the beadboard on the back of this bar and painted it in a smoky gray. And I like these bar stools because they have an industrial look, they have these metal legs, and the seats are stained wood tops. The family enjoys their cozy dining area complete with a sofa. The banquette seats lots of people. And take a look at this capiche shell light fixture. It has a beachy feel, but also a modern approach. Metallic aluminum paint over a skim coat of plaster creates this wall texture. Brooks allowed the paint to drip because he said he wanted it to be imperfect. Here's a tip about personalizing your space. Dana framed her grandmother's recipe cards. Notice that they are all cakes. Then she accessorized the wall cabinet with vintage cake stands and covers. Now to use the new oven to bake those cakes.
Hey guys, I'm Randy from Ovation Music and Studios in Gallatin, Tennessee. There are many different schools of thought on how to teach music. Blending a traditional thought of discipline with an organic thought of fun and entertainment, and blending the two ideas to create musicians that are ready for working in the music world. The event put on by historic downtown Gallatin, the Square Fest, Main Street Festival, and the Third Thursdays give us a lot of customer base to reach out to and lots of marketing. If you're interested in music lessons, please give the store a shout at 615-461-8438. But if you're more familiar with technology, feel to email us at ovmsgallatin@gmail.com.
One, two, three, 4, 5. Hello, can you help me
Hey there.
quick? I am looking to get 17 or 15 of these. That way I can sort of create a screen between my neighbor and I's yard.
Okay.
And
Well,
I would
yeah.
really like some help getting that.
Absolutely. So this is a great species, but with so many other available species behind us, I would really encourage you to diversify that landscape.
Okay.
Diversified landscapes are better able to handle insect and disease pressures
Okay.
and ultimately create a more sustainable landscape. In the
Okay,
future.
so like long term, my landscape will be a little healthier.
Absolutely,
Okay.
and better able to handle those pressures.
So you do work here, right?
I do not. I work for
Okay.
UT Extension, and we have offices in all 95 counties throughout the state of Tennessee with individuals that are trained to answer questions just like yours.
Okay, well thank you very much.
Absolutely, and good luck on your planting.
Thank you.
My never dreamed in a million years that this is what I would be doing or would really have any interest in it, but I guess it truly is in our blood somehow. I'm Tracy Middleton. My family owns Middleton Lumber Company here in Pryor, Tennessee. My grandparents, Elmer and Margaret Middleton, started this business in 1965 here in Henry County. The company is now managed and owned by their children, and I'm actually the fourth generation of my family to be involved in the forestry industry. Here, the lumber that has come out of the dry kiln, they are grading that, and the guy that's up on the chain, he'll assign a grade to each individual board. Growing up, I really didn't have a lot of interest in this, to be quite honest. We actually have a cattle business also, and my interest was more in that direction. But my junior year of college, I moved home for the summer to work here and absolutely fell in love with it.
SN20,
Middleton Lumber Company is my family's legacy. It's what we do, it's what we're passionate about. There's some pictures in the office of me about 4 or 5 years old with a hard hat and a little kid's toy chainsaw. On a personal level, you know, I drive through our gate every day and see our sign says family owned and operated since 1965, and that's truly what my motivation is. This is our log water yard. Logs that are harvested during the spring and summer months of the year have a higher sap content. If those aren't immediately sawn, then they have a tendency to stain. My generation has maybe seen quite as many glass ceilings as maybe what there once were, and women aren't necessarily just on the sidelines anymore. They're leading organizations, they are business owners, they're decision makers, and they've proven themselves to be a very valuable asset. The sky's really the limit. You know, both of my parents kind of instilled in me that success is solely to your work ethic and not your gender.
What a show. We have talked about honey and its many benefits, and we've talked about bees and beekeeping, and we've talked about what's real honey and what's not. And I'm ready to go make some biscuits or something. So, I mean, the rest of the afternoon, just make something to use with your honey. And can they come visit Green Door Gourmet on Sundays?
They can come visit Green Door Gourmet on Sundays, and you can even come to a special honey and wine pairing event that we have coming up in March.
Oh my goodness, go to greendoorgourmet.com to get those details. Those tickets always sell out, so make sure you do that. A big thank you to Amber Falls Winery, always with great wines to pair with yummy stuff like honey. And by the way, honey is also a great natural antibiotic. If you cut yourself, I know that kids go, oh, don't put something on me, it's going to burn. They never complain when you put honey on a cut, and it'll keep it from getting infected. Isn't that the coolest thing ever?
Yes.
I just love that. I just love that. Well, that and many other, I'm not a doctor, I just play one on Devon's table. I don't know, there's probably somebody going, don't tell them that. Well, it worked for my mama and it works for me, and I promise you it'll work for you too. If you're looking for a blessing, everybody, just remember, like we always say, you gotta first be one.
When you feel lost